As a writer, I'm convinced there's nothing more terrifying than this moment. You have a story somewhere inside of you that wants to be written. You head to your desk, open your laptop, and stare at a blank page. You wait for an idea, but nothing comes. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Greta, and it's been over 10 years since I published my first novel, and I'm now challenging myself to write my second one. But every single book starts with an idea, so today I'm going to take you through the process of how I'm going to come up with a new idea for this novel. First, I want to spend some time thinking about, as a writer, what kind of work I want to put out into the world. My first novel was very summery, young adult, coming of age. I've changed a lot since then, and my reading and writing style has changed so much in 10 years, so I don't want to write that kind of story again. I think what makes my writing unique now is, one, I live in French Polynesia, which I think gives me an edge. I don't believe a lot of writers live here, or a lot of novels are based here. I also am Hawaiian, and I've been leaning a lot more into learning about my culture. I'm really intrigued by the mythologies of Polynesia, and that's something I definitely want to include in my writing. As a reader, I don't have a particular genre that I prefer. I love fiction, fantasy, I love a good memoir now and again. Some of my favorite books blur the line between realism and fantasy. For example, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I love mythologies, and I love how they take place in our world. I don't see myself spending a lot of time doing world building and writing high fantasy. So even just saying that out loud gives me a better idea overall of what kind of novel I want to write. Now that I know this, I'm going to explore some ideas. Because I want my novel to be based here in French Polynesia, or at least in the Pacific, in Polynesia in general, I want to be inspired by what's around me. As a creative, I know it's so often the little things around you that will spark ideas. In this moment, I'm looking out to this incredible view, which is the neighboring island called Mo'area. I'm really curious about the name and the history around this island. I do know that Mo'o means lizard, and I really want to do some research to better understand. I feel like there's an idea brewing here for me. I'm also feeling really inspired by watching all the boats and ships coming in and out of the lagoon. I see this every single day. I always wonder where they're going, where they're coming from, and what the story is. Watching these ships cross the ocean just feels very nostalgic to me. It's very like Pirates of the Caribbean. Lastly, I'm really inspired by something that I'm actually wearing today. It's Tahitian pearls. Tahiti is known for their rare, beautiful black pearls, and I find them so mysterious and intriguing, and I want to explore a way that I can tie that into my next novel. Now that I have some sources of inspiration around me that can really spark some ideas, I'm going to take a blank piece of paper. This is just a notepad. It is very hard to find lined paper here in Tahiti, because they write on graph paper, which is my worst nightmare. So I just have this notebook here, and I'm going to free write and just see where that inspiration takes me. I find that I'm so much more creative when I write by hand, and I feel like because I work remotely and I'm typing all day long, when I have a pen and a piece of paper, it just sparks something inside me. So I'm gonna spend some time writing, and I'll check back in after. Okay, the blank page is now filled with random notes and ideas, as you can see here. And now that I have this, I really want to take some time to do research. I want to research some meanings, like I mentioned earlier. I really want to research the story around Mo'area and how it got its name. And I'm also really interested to know if there was a history of pirates in French Polynesia. So I'm going to do some of that research and check back in after. So I just finished up some research, and I actually stumbled across this really exciting article. It's about these pirates that raided the Royal Hawaiian in 1884. This is a really famous hotel in Hawaii that the royals used to visit often. This is back when Hawaii used to be a kingdom. Now, this is personally really inspiring to me because my grandfather actually worked at that hotel, and I love that it's building off of this idea of pirates that I had, that I was inspired by. And I think we can definitely weave in the pearl idea here as well. I love the idea of my next novel incorporating Hawaii, Tahiti, this rare pearl, and pirates, and I'm feeling really inspired. This is definitely taking shape, so I'm going to give this project a name. For now, I'm going to call it Project Porava, which actually means rare pearl in Tahitian, so this is very fitting. Now, the other idea I had, which was inspired by Molrea, the name, the lizard mythology, this is also taking shape for me, and I'm going to call this one Project Mo'o, which means lizard. Now it's time to decide which one I'm going to run with for my next novel. Because my main goal this time around is to be traditionally published, I really want to better understand the marketability. And so what I'm going to do here is spend some time on my phone. I'm gonna scroll on TikTok and see what the latest trends are, what readers are loving, and then decide which idea I'm going to go with from there. Okay, I've spent some time scrolling. I now feel like I have a really good idea of what readers are loving. There is a sense of nostalgia that's going around. It's not just me, where people are really missing these old stories like Pirates of the Caribbean, and this is definitely pushing me more towards Project Porava. So I'm going to run with this idea with the intention of revisiting Project Mo'o at another time because I still think there's a lot of potential there. Thank you so much for joining me in this ideation phase. In my next videos, I'm going to really build this out. I'm going to create a mood board. I'm going to create a playlist that I can write to and really get this idea to a place where it has a lot of structure and I'll be able to outline it and turn it into a novel. Until I see you in the next video, take care.